Hey there guys, what's going on? We're back again today with another best class setup video in Modern Warfare. Today we are of course looking again at the Uzi, which is quickly becoming one of the best SMGs in the game. So much so that the pros have actually banned the Uzi with the .41 AE 32 round mags from their competitive play. That's right, it kills that quickly, they've banned it. 2 headshots is all it takes, and if you're one of the best players in the world, that's pretty easy. We're of course not near any of those players or being pro, but we can still make use of this fantastic Uzi class setup here. Getting 2 headshots in most games is not too difficult. As you probably know, the Uzi used to be one of the worst guns in the game, but now with the right attachments and with these balance changes that have been floating around affecting other SMGs, the Uzi has slowly risen to the top. But just before we do get into all of that, let's try and get this one to 30 likes. You guys have been absolutely fantastic recently. All the support from you has been absolutely wild. So if you haven't already done so, make sure you do hit that subscribe button with those notifications turned on so you don't miss out on any more of these videos. Right, our Uzi class setup here, let's talk about it. Alright, as I said, the Uzi does get a 2-shot kill with the .41 AE 32 round mags attached. So that is a little bit of a clue towards some of our attachments on our weapon, but we're going to start with the secondary perks and grenade slots here because it's a little bit important. It's a little bit different to how we usually run our classes. As for our secondary, we've got the Akimbo M19 here, basically just a very powerful close range option set up with the monolithic suppressor, the XRKL super barrel, the 5mm laser, the lightweight trigger, and of course the Akimbo perk. Pulling these up on pretty much anyone at close range is very, very powerful. It means you can pretty much just blow anyone away, whatever you want to do. As for our perks here, this is where it does get a little bit interesting. Starting off with our first perk, which we've got quick fix here to get that Herald of Generation started. As soon as you do get a kill, perk 2 is of course Ghost here, just to stay off those UAVs, etc. The third perk is of course Tune Up, which reduces the charge of our field upgrades by 40%, which is really, really powerful. And we're also running Specialist instead of our normal kill streak setup. So to start us off here with our kill streaks, we are looking at 2 kills for EOD, which is again that explosive resistance, 4 kills for that restock, which is very, very powerful to recharge our equipment over 25 seconds, and 6 kills is a little bit interesting. This kill streak setup did come to us from Ollie Roberts in the comments, and I'm not 100% sure about Hardline in the 6th slot. I don't think this actually does anything. He might have been a little bit short of a perk or something like that, and we could maybe swap out Hardline for Ghost and switch these two around, have Ghost be our last one, and then we get that Specialist bonus and we unlock so much stuff. Like we get all the perks and most of the weapon perks, which is very, very exciting here. We'll talk about that in a second. Lethal slot, C4, tactical slot, stim shot, very, very powerful. We'll get new ones of these every few seconds with restock attached, so very, very strong. As for our Uzi class setup here, we've gone with basically damage range. We're going to start with the monolithic suppressor with the sound suppression and damage range. Being able to hit that 2-shot kill at sort of medium to longer distances is very, very powerful and does combine very well with our FSS carbine pro barrel. Damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control, again, sending those bullets down range exactly where we want them to go on target nice and easily. Then we move on to the actual broken attachment in the game right now, and we'll probably end up seeing some nerfs, which is a little bit unfortunate considering this is the attachment pushing the Uzi to where it is today. The .41 AE 32 round mags for the damage and the range at a cost of a little bit of recoil control, which is not too much to deal with as we can control that with our barrel option. Basically, this is the attachment that makes the Uzi an absolute powerhouse in this game with that 2-shot kill to the head. Really, really powerful in my opinion. In the rear grip slot, we've got the stipple grip tape for that aim down sight speed, sprint to fire speed. You already know why we've got this. As for our last attachment, we can actually have a little bit of a floater here. I'm going with the fully loaded perk right now. Basically, this does give us the maximum reserve starting ammo, so we can go on those super long streaks. But if you're feeling a little bit less confident, like you're not going to go on those longer streaks, you're going to die more often, or you're playing on game modes where you're the one pushing the objective, you're probably going to die more often. So we can, of course, take off the fully loaded perk, and we can either throw on the FSS close quarter stock for that aim down sight speed. It looks really, really clean with this particular variant. That's one option. Or because the iron sights on the Uzi actually are pretty bad, you can swap this out for a GI mini reflex, which looks very, very clean in this particular variety and does make it very easy to hit those shots. And one of the main complaints about people having with the Uzi is of course the iron sight. So being able to swap those out is very, very strong. So that last little attachment there, you can pretty much pick in whatever you'd like. Like you can put it in the optic, you can put it in the stock, or you can put it in the perk slot. As for our perks that we do get with the Specialist bonus, I believe you get pretty much all of them. apart from sleight of hand, I think you end up getting frangible disabling, mo money, fast melee, FMJ recon, frangible wounding, and heavy hitter, I believe. I don't think you get fully loaded or sleight of hand just because they actually affect the amount of ammo that you have and how fast you reload. Or you might get sleight of hand. I can't really remember off the top of my head. But you do get all of these weapon perks as well, which is very, very powerful and makes the Uzi an absolute monster. We're going to jump into some gameplay here with this particular Uzi class setup, showing off just how powerful it is, and we're going to talk about it in a second. So grind on shoot house is where we are showing off our Uzi here, which is a very interesting map and game mode to be able to do this. I do remember dropping one of my first nukes on grind. Very, very impressive for me, but we're going to be a little bit careful here. We do have to get up. Okay, that's not a good start. That's a bad start. We do have to get up into the office as quickly as possible. Holding that power position on this map is one of the best things that you can do on shoot house. It's just such a super strong power position that we're really after here. There is somebody below us right now, which is a little bit unfriendly. Gotta keep an eye on that door as well, just to our right. We get that EOD on that first specialist perk, which is very, very exciting. But we just gotta be careful of where the enemy are spawning here, because on grind, it is a little bit of a mixed bag. Like, it's not really consistent. Like, it is consistent and it is inconsistent at the same time. Like, you kind of get a fairly good idea of where the enemy are gonna spawn. There is somebody... Okay, we're in a little bit of trouble here. Missing all of those shots has not been very kind to us. I'm pretty convinced this dude is going to come over here and get us. I'm still a little bit scared here. I'm scared of both of these angles because... Okay, that is bad. That is very, very bad. Stun grenades in this game make me very, very... Okay. Somehow I didn't manage to actually get the pick there, which is a little bit disappointing. I mean, this is a class that I'm not really used to. Like, normally I wouldn't run the Geo Mini Reflex, but I did want to give it a test out here. Basically, it does make us a little bit slow in terms of handling and so on, but it does make it a little bit easier to hit some of these shots. Which, I mean, I'd never had much of a problem with the iron sights, but, I mean, it's good to try these new things, and somebody suggested, I think it was Ollie again, suggested that I try the Geo Mini Reflex, but, I don't know, I think I probably prefer an either making us more mobile in terms of aim down sight speed, rather... Okay, that's fine. A little bit nervous here. Not a bad place to peek out. Got EOD again. Pull out these pistols and come up into the top office here. We want to hit that dead silence so we can be very stealthy in terms of moving around up here. Have a feeling somebody's going to be very upset that I just killed him there. Alright, time to go. He clearly doesn't want us there. I'm going to post up here instead, as I'm pretty confident of what's behind me right now. Okay, I'm less confident of what's behind me right now. No, our team's spawning there, so that's fine. Come on, this is terribly boring. I'm sorry, this is horribly boring. I don't mean to subject you guys to me basically doing nothing. And we've finally worked towards our next specialist bonus, which is very, very exciting. That restock is very, very powerful. We should start chucking out our utility a little bit more here. Got hardline here as well, which again is probably, I think, an interesting decision on Ollie's behalf, but it's what he wants, so that's what we're using and just testing it out here, giving it a fair test. We'll actually throw in our stopping rounds here because I'm pretty sure they're going to be... This is always the better opportunity to peek over here rather than taking the big wide peek and just immediately going for it. That dude had a lot of tags. I'm not 100% confident of this shot. This game is kinda boring. I'm not even gonna lie for a second. Apparently we got this because I see. So we managed to get the specialist bonus there by getting those tags capped. I didn't even realize that was a thing that could happen. So we are very, very powerful. Oh, okay. That's like me throwing on the stopping power rounds. When I get the F8, oh my god. As you can see, just very quick time to kill on the Uzi. Being able to pretty much spray people down at... There's somebody else coming this way. It's to be expected. If you do end up landing those headshots, you are very, very strong. But, I mean, I'm not the best. And as soon as I chuck in these stopping power rounds, I'm guaranteed to die. Like, somebody there? Okay, I'm a little bit worried about that. I'm very surprised we managed to get that kill there. But while these explosives are going on, there's a lot going on in the map, so we've got to be a little bit careful here. It's very loud, it's very hard to hear, especially over me talking. I think it's a fairly good idea for us to push up here. What? What? How is he allowed to do that? Oh, this game is over. Dude's got 37 kills. Just trying to record a gameplay here, and this dude's like fragging out. I don't know. You guys have to let me know. Would you rather see me like reverse boost like 10 games in a row and then try and drop a tac nuke or something like that? Or would you rather be playing against people that you might come up against? Like, I know what I'd probably rather see, but that's just my opinion, so. We are just going to post up here and wait for them to push through. A really powerful position here. As long as we have EOD, we can't really get shot out of this with the explosives. Okay, just get pushed from behind. And that'll wrap up the game. I mean, that wasn't the best representation, but as I said, we did a decent amount of work while there was a lot going on in that game. That dude got 47 kills and scored 2. Like, very, very loud gameplay. Just a lot going on, but we did a decent job, so we'll have our final thoughts on this Uzi class in just a second. So what do we think of our Uzi class here? Well, if the pros banned it because it's too strong, then it must be too strong. That's plain and simple as that. You might not be able to get consistent 2-shot headshots like they do, but eventually you'll start racking up some and you will feel the actual power of this gun. It's very, very strong. As for our floating attachment here with the GI Mini Reflex that we've chosen, I feel like, in my opinion, it's better served as like a FSS close quarter stock or for those longer streaks that fully loaded. I sort of change between these two. I don't really like the GI Mini Reflex on this particular weapon too much. I don't know why. It just feels different. It feels like there is a little bit too much movement with the gun, so it's a little bit harder to hit those shots. Somehow easier to hit it with the iron sights, but I know a lot of people don't like the iron sights for this particular weapon, which I perfectly understand. They're pretty bad. Anyway, if you did enjoy this one and you go use this particular Uzi class setup to shred people, make sure you do leave a like on this video because this is where you got it from. You got to post up the likes. Come on, be fair. I do appreciate it, of course, and if you haven't already done so, make sure you do hit that subscribe button with those notifications turned on, just in case you don't want to miss out on any of the upcoming videos that we've got going on. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye!